Hey everybody, this is Lorelia, and don't let the mask scare you. I know you may have seen it as a thumbnail to this video or as a picture in the beginning of this video, but Halloween is coming up, and it made me think about a particular topic that is related to personal credit. I know you may be wondering, okay, Lorelia, well, what does Halloween and your personal credit has to do with one another? Well, you may not know this. I did a video about this before. I think it was about last year, and I don't know how many of you all know what zombie debt is, and I did not make that terminology up. Zombie debt, also known as time barred debt. That is debt that has passed the statute of limitations for a debt collector to collect on it. And what a lot of people don't know is that when they start on their journey to rebuild their credit, 80% of the items on an individual's report, and like I said, I'm giving rough numbers, is usually old debt. But what happens is that many of us have been sold the story that in order for us to increase our credit score, we have to pay the debt off. And like I said, I'm not going to be an advocate of telling people not to pay your debts. You may have heard me say it in videos before. If you believe in your heart of hearts that the debt is yours, you want to pay it, by all means, pay it. The point that I'm making is that, what is your goal? If your goal is to increase your credit score, then you have to understand the nature of the debt. In many videos before, I have broken out what are current debts, past due, and charged off debts. The 80% that I was talking about of the debts that are old, the government calls those, federal government, I didn't make this terminology up, they call that time barred debts, also known as zombie debt. Regardless of what state you live in, everybody in every state has a particular time stamp of when a debt can be collected on. In New Jersey, for example, there is a 6-year period of when a debt collector can collect on a debt. So what that means is that anything that is after 6 years old, the debt is old, and the debt collector cannot go through the legal means to try to collect it from you. Now, do debt collectors break the law? Of course they do. Because what happens is that a lot of us don't even know that. And what happens is that when we start paying debts that are old, what we do is we have re-aged the debt. So if I have a debt on my credit report that was put on there in 2006. The account got charged off in 2005. A debt collector purchased it in 2006 and it's on my credit report. Now, do the math. That's way over 6 years old. I am legally not responsible for that debt anymore. And the debt collector legally cannot harass me about that debt as well. The other side of it is your credit report. The item shouldn't even be listed on the credit report. Now let's do the time stamp on that. That's 7 years from the time that it was on your credit report. So there are 2 years that you have to take into sorry about that, my phone paused. There are 2 years that you have to take into account when you start talking about time barred debts, also known as zombie debts. Is the amount of time that it could be on your credit report. That's 7 years. That's for everybody, regardless of where you live in the United States. 7 years is the amount of time that it can be on your credit report. In regards to the debt collector or the debtor, a creditor, because you are the debtor. In regards to the creditor collecting it from you, the time depends on the state that you live in, and every state is different. Some states is 3, some states is 4, some are 5. The list goes on and on. My question to you is, do you know the amount of time that a debt can be collected on? Because anything that is old is considered zombie debt, also known as time bar debt. It's just a different name for it. So now you understand why I'm connecting the two together. Because, like I said, many of the debts that are on your credit report, a lot of times, are old debts. And are those zombie debts lowering your credit score? Are those zombie debts allowing you to get denied for credit? If you are not aware or don't even know the nature of the debts that you are dealing with, how are you going to get economic relief? How are you going to rebuild your credit score? So that is my message for today. Thought I'd talk about it. Halloween's in a few days. And I said, you know what, let me do a video on zombie debt because it's something that needs to be talked about. A lot of people still don't understand statute of limitations, how it relates to your credit report. And I thought this would be a great way for me to kind of talk about it. So once again, this is Lorelia. If you want to see what I'm currently working on, I have some links right below this video. I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Bye-bye.